All right, class. Just want to welcome you first off to GHED 701 Effective Leadership or MED 501 Effective Leadership. I'm giving you an assignment to go ahead and contribute to the discussion forum. And I want you to introduce yourself, talk about who you are, talk about your career, and talk about what your leadership aspirations are. But trying to be a good instructor, I want to give you an example of what it is that I'm looking for. So I'm recording a sample video and I'm posting it in the discussion forum. So here is all about your professor, Dr. Johnston. So first off, I was born in Würzburg, Germany. My dad was in the military. Specifically, he was in air defense. We were stationed in Schweinfurt, Würzburg, Germany. Later on, was made famous by Dirk Nowitzki. He was born there. So go Mavs. We later relocated to Wichita Falls, Texas, and I was 2 at the time. I ended up being raised in Wichita Falls. I do have one sister who still lives in Wichita Falls, and she has one daughter and one son. So I have a niece and a nephew that live there as well. My sister is involved in special education. So she is also a teacher. For my school career from P to 12, I attended one Christian school throughout my entire life, and I have very fond memories of that particular school. For my college experience, I earned my Bachelor of Arts in History from Midwestern State University. At the time, I had no desire to be a teacher or an educator, but God had other plans, and I'm really glad that He did. When I finished up my undergrad, and after going through and realizing that I wanted to be a teacher, I then pursued my Master's of Education from Wayland Baptist University. I then later on achieved my doctorate of education from Southeastern University. Specifically, my doctorate focuses on organizational leadership, and that's something that we'll be covering quite a bit of in this course. For my career, I'm also certified in social studies, 4th grade through 12th grade, through the state of Texas. I'm also a certified theater teacher as well as a certified principal through the state of Texas. Over the past couple of years, I've also achieved being a Google certified teacher for educators levels 1 and 2. Career-wise, I taught English as a second language to Korean kindergartners right after graduating with my undergrad, and that is what gave me the desire to become a teacher for my career and my calling. After I finished teaching undergrad or teaching the Korean kindergartners ESL, I then ended up moving and teaching social studies both at a private school and then primarily I spent 5 years at a public school teaching social studies, and I taught every grade, 7th grade through 12th grade. So I taught world geography, world history, government, economics, U.S. history, and I also taught theater. After I finished my stint as a public school teacher, I then served as an elementary principal for a P to 12 Christian school in Huntsville, Alabama. I did that for 7 years before I came to ORU. In my career, I've also served as a children's minister, and I've served on various pastoral staffs, both in part-time and full-time roles. And so I've also had an interesting experience working with churches in that regard. Prior to becoming the chair of graduate education here at Oral Roberts University, I was serving in the undergraduate department as their chair. So that move was just made official this last month. So I'm trying to get used to this new position, new role, and trying to make sure we've got a good feel for everything that's going on in graduate education. I've also served as a lead evaluator for the International Christian Accrediting Association. I've been a lead evaluator for multiple visits. Just past March, I ended up flying to Rwanda and Zimbabwe and helped 2 schools become accredited there. So it was a really exciting trip. At some point in my career, I would like to move up and become a college dean or a college provost, preferably here at ORU, but time will tell. But that is the desire of my heart. Okay, my family. This is my son. He is the one at the bottom with the glasses, obviously. And my daughter, we had just finished watching her perform. She was Louisa in The Sound of Music. This is my daughter or my wife on the left. We have been married for 18 years. My daughter is actually in high school. She's a freshman, and my son is in 5th grade, and he is into drums. I'm eternally grateful for my family, and especially for my wife. She is the one that has helped push me to become the person that I am today. So without her assistance and her motivation, I don't think that I would be here in front of you right now. Hobbies, I like sitcoms. You're probably going to hear a lot of Friends and Office references as we're going through the leadership classes. I also do like a lot of Marvel and DC movies. I don't really have a preference between the two as long as it's a good movie. And I really don't think one particular brand of superheroes is better than the other one. as a kid. I think I like DC superheroes more. I really got into Marvel more when the MCU came around. But I do like both brands. I also like science fiction. I also like both Star Wars and Star Trek, so I don't hold one allegiance over the other. And finally, I love playing video games. I have an Xbox Series X, a PS5, a PS4. I have a Nintendo Switch. I have an NES Classic and an SNES Classic. So I like games. All right, so I hope this gives you guys a really good example of what it is that I'm looking for in the discussion forum. Looking forward to you guys filling out this discussion forum and seeing the videos that you're going to post. This will help me tailor my presentations to the class to kind of see what direction the class is moving and how I need to best approach these leadership topics. So looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say.